Hi, I'm Kate, and today I'm watching Season 3, Episode 8 of Breaking Bad. So, previously, Hank lost his patience because he lost the RV. Everything was riding on this RV, and it's gone. His reputation, possibly his job, his sanity at this point. He gave up Texas. He needed this break, and it broke him. But sometimes when we reach our breaking point, we are left with some big questions, and we have to figure out how to move forward. I was really proud of Hank. He took responsibility. He admitted to what he did. He opened up to Marie and finally talked to her about everything that's been going on and weighing him down. That must have just felt like so much weight lifted from his shoulders. Walter knows a lot of it. Most of it. All of it is his fault. He has brought so much danger to his family's door in so many different ways. And now it's just trying to clean up the mess. I feel like there's always just a mess to clean up for Walter. Jesse has once again gotten his ass kicked, and he is once again in the hospital from said ass kicking. Walter attempts to smooth things over with Jesse, but at this point, Jesse is so done with Walt, and all he wants is to get revenge and get money from his suffering. And he's going to do that by going after Hank for everything he has. Walter decides that the best course of action is for him to get rid of Gale and replace Gale with Jesse. He's willing to split his portion of the money with him and take responsibility for him. You could tell that Gustavo was not happy with Walter's decision. And speaking of Gustavo, he gave Tuco's cousins permission to go after Hank in order to protect his investment that is Walter. He said north of the border is my territory, and if you want to go after a DEA agent, go for it. But somebody called and warned Hank with 1 minute to go before they attacked him. Who warned him? Was it Gus? He said that they were animals and that he didn't like them, so I feel as though giving Hank that warning was his way of feeling bad because he has met Hank before, but also an opportunity for him to get rid of some trouble. That's my theory at the moment, because I can't really think of who else would have called to give that warning. I think it's also because he knows Hank is Walter's brother-in-law and wouldn't want him harmed. Perhaps there's a little game of chess going on. He's just trying to move the pieces around in order for it to work in his favor. Hank, once again, he was talking to Marie about how he freezes up with everything that happens, but like we saw in Texas, and like we saw once again, he may be scared at first, but he does jump into action. He did apply tourniquets and tried to help people that were injured in Texas. He was able to fight back and finally get that bullet in the gun in order to save himself in this situation. But now there's going to be a lot of fallout in this episode. Hank is very injured, so he's got some recovery. There were innocent civilians that were killed in that parking lot in the cousins' attempt to get Hank. There's going to be a lot of attention on this now, like way more attention. And I just feel like we're getting closer. Everything's getting closer to Walt. But also, I'm not sure about Jesse. He did not want to take the offer at first to be partners with Walter. And you know that was a big thing that Walter had to swallow in order to say we're partners and to say, hey, your product is as good as mine. I'm glad he's... No, I'm really not glad he said that, but I guess in the context of the show, I'm glad he said that because he was protecting Hank, trying to protect Hank, but that's... with Walter's pride, that was a big thing for him to do. But even though Jesse ended up taking the offer, I think, it was a mature moment for Walter to say those things he did. Not really, but it was in the context of the show. And it was a mature thing of Jesse in the context of a show and his character to, instead of legally going after Hank and dragging that out for all that time, he's instead going to be able to partner with Walter and get money much quicker, much faster. And who knows, if you're able to prove yourself as not just a junkie to Gus. When Walter passes away, perhaps you take up those reins, and that's more money in the future. But I don't know if he's making the decision to just keep Walter close for revenge or for some other purpose. The relationship between them is still very fraught, and I guess we'll see where it goes from here. So I guess let's cue the awkward breakup with Gale. There's Jesse in the hospital. Hank really messed him up. He should be used to it at this point. And he's doing this without the pain medication too, which I'm so proud of him for. Oof. But hey, if it makes you feel any better, Hank's not doing so great either. I wonder if they're gonna pass each other.
You'd be okay waiting here by yourself? If you'd like to smoke, you need to be another 20 feet from the door.
So roll me further, bitch.
Here comes Hank.
What's coming?
Male, Caucasian, early 40s, multiple gunshot wounds.
Patient appears pale and diaphoretic. How many entry wounds?
We found 4. Shoulder and hip, through and through. Right lung and lower left quadrant.
Yeah, Jesse wasn't expecting to see that. I wonder what he's feeling. Because I don't think he's happy about this. As much as he's angry at Hank, I don't think he wanted that. Also probably thinking he made the right decision because he's not going to be getting much money out of him.
Damn, brother, look at you. It's messed up. How you feeling? You okay?
Actually, I'm great.
Okay, I was wrong. I gave him too much credit.
I don't understand. I thought things were going pretty well. I thought we were kind of simpatico.
Not so much. No, bigger than that, Gale.
It's much bigger than that.
More than that.
I set up the entire lab. You said you liked the configuration.
And I do. It's as
he
if
would love
I'm
to work with you under
classical.
different circumstances.
But you are more jazz. Yes. And God knows there is nothing wrong with jazz. It's simply that I require
Classical.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
Oh, here comes classical.
Man, this is the bar. What's up, partner? Oh, I can't believe
This is my replacement. Hi. Gail. It's nice to meet you.
What's up?
Gale, go away. We probably should have.
This
No!
makes no sense.
It does, though, in a way. You just don't get it yet.
This is for the best.
200 pounds a week. Got it?
Okay. There's a lot to show you. Some new techniques to learn.
What, now?
Yes, now. We've only
Yeah.
got a couple days before our next batch is due, and I need to get you up to speed.
Oh, wait. Yeah, he doesn't even know about Hank.
There's a cell service down here.
It's non-existent.
You haven't talked to anybody today other than, Captain Nerd there.
Why?
Your brother-in-law.
What about him?
What story?
Upon arrival, he was unresponsive.
We
We did get a
exposure on
palpated
those
blood
wounds.
pressure of 8.
Let's get those boots off. See if you get a pulse. You get a blood pressure cuff or an ABI. Where's that blood?
Oh, wait. That was one of the cousins. That was the boot.
Yeah, it's all right. He's family.
Marie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, honey.
But now they're going to see, though, that Hank was on the right trail. Like, if he was attacked like that, then they know that he was following the right trail.
How is he?
I don't know. They won't really tell us anything. He's still in surgery. They shot him 4 times.
Hey,
How are you? Fine.
yeah?
I'm fine. I just need some fresh air.
Poor Walt Jr. This kid is going through too much.
I got it.
This is Asac Mercury, Hank's brother-in-law, Walt.
I'm very sorry.
Can you tell us anything? Any details?
Right now, all we know is 2 men ambushed Hank. Their tattoos indicate an affiliation with a drug cartel. Could be in relation to an investigation that Hank was working, or it could be a message to the DEA in general. They had knacks. Cartels tend to be dramatic.
Very dramatic. And Gomi's got to be feeling
Killed one.
he wasn't here.
The other one's upstairs in critical condition.
Your brother-in-law's one tough son of a bitch. Take them both out. Considering he didn't even have his gun.
He didn't have his gun. Why did Hank have his gun?
I had to suspend Hank pending the investigation. That means I had to take away his weapons.
If you would have all listened to him right from the start and let him arrest that little degenerate, he wouldn't have had to take things into his own hands. It's their fault. What kind of partner are you? You were supposed to back him up, and where were you?
You
She has permission to do this right now.
Your agents. Instead of taking their guns, I'm not doing anything until these two get the hell out of here.
Fair enough.
Sorry,
Go. You are not welcome here. The DEA is not welcome here. Come on, let's go sit down.
Yeah. It's your fault.
It's you, Walt. This Pinkman Hank was looking for. Hank would have never even heard his name if you hadn't bought marijuana from him. Do you ever think about everything that you have put him through?
Marie, stop.
You're upset, and you're looking for someone to blame, and it's understandable, but don't blame Walt.
Honestly, she's kind of spot on.
It's not his fault. I'm sorry.
Walt still got his ring on. Oh, incredible acting from Marie. Was that ECMO? Oh, no. You know what sucks too, though? A lot of that blood they're donating might be going to one of the cousins, too.
Hello! Hello!
Oh, Jesse. And we need to get those 200 pounds going, and Jesse has no idea what he's doing down here and can't make it, whereas Gail could have been producing right now. Stop. Well, that's all I can do because he doesn't know how to use the equipment.
Walter White to the nearest courtesy phone. Walter White.
Yo, we working sometime this year?
What the hell are you thinking? Why are you calling me here?
I tried your cell and it went straight to voicemail. All I'm saying is we have a schedule, right? We have responsibilities here.
I'll get there when I get there.
You know what? Whatever. I'll just cook on my own.
You will do no such thing.
Why not? I'm not your bitch to order around. We're partners, remember?
I need you to sit patiently and wait. I will be there as soon as I can. She would be happy to know that you asked about her.
So I'm thinking, maybe we should go get everybody some breakfast.
Do you know who that was?
She doesn't care because she doesn't believe you.
You know, these eggs, really not too bad. Look at that. Look at what? What? These spots. Marie, those are just water spots. Do you think that sick people aren't eating with this bacteria-infested silverware? My God, how are you supposed to survive this death trap?
She's a little stressed out right now.
I had my lobectomy at this hospital. Remember that? I think the scariest part was when they took me into pre-op, knowing that you may never wake up again. Skylar, you remember me wanting to drive that day? And we hit every green light. And the whole time, all I could think about was, why today? Why? Why can't I just spend a few extra minutes in the car with my family? At least I was with my family. I survived this place. And I'm not half the man your husband is.
Thank you, Walter. She needed to hear that. Well, he's only doing this much now because he's responsible for it.
Yes.
So.
¿Qué carajos está pasando allá? I heard that they attacked the DEA agent. Why would they do that?
¿Qué onda?
Gustavo, ¿ya no te gusta hablar español? Eh?
I didn't order this, and my men would never do this on their own. Someone gave the go-ahead.
Are you accusing me?
I'm just saying they wouldn't act on their own.
I am not in the habit of picking my own pocket. I assume that the next shipment will be delayed. Any thoughts on when it might arrive?
There's too much focus on the border. We lay low for the time being.
Well, keep me apprised.
As I say, it's really too soon to tell.
He's out of surgery, at least, which is...
Out of surgery, on his way to recovery.
How long will that take?
I can't really say. It could be hours, but we'll let you know just as soon as you can see him.
Thank you.
He's out of surgery. One step forward.
Maybe we should get you home for a couple hours. I'm not going anywhere.
Me neither.
Oh, he loves his Uncle Hank.
Is anyone else dying to brush their teeth, or is it just me? What if I ran over to the house and picked up a few things? Marie?
That'd be great. Thanks, Walt.
This might be a longer errand run, though. All the police presence.
Walt. Hey, guys. This is Hank's brother-in-law, Walt.
Good to meet you. Hi.
Hey. We're just swapping Hank's stories. The guy who shot him, the one that's left, he's up there, got the painkillers going on, resting comfortably.
Your tax dollars at work.
Want to see?
I think we're gonna.
You comfortable, you piece of
He's missing his legs. Oh boy, this is like a horror movie right now. Meanwhile, I feel like someone's gonna walk in now, yeah. Who is it?
Finally, about damn time.
Yeah.
Why isn't there anything cooking?
Operator.
This is Walter White.
Yo, we got problems, big ones.
I'll tell you what, why don't I just call you right back on my cell phone?
I told you to wait. I don't know how many more ways I could say it.
Yeah, Dick, I was waiting, and that creepy quiet guy showed up.
Gus came by?
Not him, man. Not him. It was the other one, the one that I'm qualified to speak to. We started asking questions, too, like, why haven't you cooked anything?
Do you remember when we were out in the desert with Tuco?
Yeah, I think
he
does ring a
remembers
tiny
that.
bell. Why?
His cousins. Right, Jesse? It was his cousins.
Whatever, man. Why?
Because they're here.
I didn't know whose toothbrushes were whose, so I just stopped by the drugstore. Thank God for travel sizes, right?
Oh, I think I'm gonna go wash my face. I'm going crazy. Do you want to come?
Is this what you were asking for?
Yeah.
Looks interesting.
Yeah, Uncle Hank gave it to me.
What's it about?
Pablo Escobar, this big drug guy in the 80s. It's more about the guys who investigated him and tried to bring him down. Uncle Hank said that they were worth learning about. That everybody knows who Pablo Escobar is, but nobody knows about the guys that brought him down.
Yeah, maybe Walter should read that.
So he gave it to me. Figured I'd read it.
No, I assure you, we are hard at work. Absolutely.
So I can expect delivery by tomorrow as scheduled.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to
Keep our schedule this week. Gail really screwed us up. And I've had to be out running errands. We will have 400 pounds for you by next week.
I have your word on that.
You do. You have my word on that.
Thank you for the update.
He doesn't believe it. He's invested a lot in you because he's not getting the shipment from Mexico now either.
Any news? How's everybody doing?
Well, as well as can be expected. Anything new on these guys? Who they are, what they wanted?
Nah, nothing yet. But we'll get it.
Do you think there could maybe be others?
Nobody's getting to Hank. That was their one shot and they blew it.
He's not so much concerned about it.
I'd love to walk in there and shoot that bastard right in the head.
Me too.
Do it.
Food's here. Hey, you like pollos hermanos?
On occasion.
Walter's a big booster for the DEA. You heard what happened? He's gonna feed every cop in the building.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and apparently he's bringing it by personally.
Walter doesn't know that he already knows about Hank.
Good, huh?
Very grateful.
Delicious.
That's so generous of you. Guys, did you hear that? Mr. Fring is offering a $10,000 reward on any information about the case.
That's wonderful.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Fring.
You're very welcome. Men like your husband are the thin blue line between us and these animals. I only wish I could do more.
He did call them animals, though. But also, I think this is his way of letting Walter know that he knew.
Again, I can't express how sorry I am. I talked for a few minutes with your husband. As a matter of fact, Mr. White, your name came up. Yeah, there happened to be a collection jar out for you. We spoke briefly about your health concerns. I hope that there's been good news.
Things have improved, yes.
That's wonderful to hear.
This should be an interesting conversation.
May I speak with you? Just a moment. You knew my brother-in-law was with the DEA.
I investigate everyone with whom I do business.
He is not a problem for us, for our business.
I hide in plain sight, same as you. Are we done?
No, listen,
And he's got the yellow shirt on.
I don't.
Should I be worried? He's already protected you a lot.
I'm sure they'll be fine. I am told the assassin that survived is gravely injured. It's doubtful he'll live. Now,
He'll see to that.
And shake my hand.
Whew. Interesting.
No reason. Patient is in asystole. Continuing chest compression. Time.
8:43.
Time of death. 2043.
But this also shows Walter how much control Gus has.
I assume you heard the news.
Your man died.
And meanwhile, I have federales surrounding my house. You know what I think, Gustavo? I think you're behind all this.
Why would I do this? How would it serve me?
That's the part I'm trying to figure out.
Me too.
One DEA gets shot,
all of Washington starts barking.
I wind up with federales in my rose bushes. I'll weather this, I always do.
My brother's a police chief. I got connections.
¿Qué es eso?
¿Qué es eso? Vayan a ver.
Wow. Walter causes a lot of messes, but as you can see, Gustavo's really good at cleaning things up.
How is he? Tell me something good.
I think he's stable enough now for you to go see him briefly. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid it's immediate family only.
We're all family.
I understand.
We're all family.
Yeah, Marie's really putting her foot down this episode. A lot went down that episode. I'm sorry, this is going to be one that I'm going to be taking a lot of notes on during my rewatch, and we'll be having a longer conversation at the beginning of episode 9, because I'm having trouble wrapping my head around everything that happened. I just feel like there's just so much to discuss. An absolute mess with Gail. That was the most awkward breakup of all time. It was very uncomfortable to watch, but it was almost just as uncomfortable to watch Jesse be Jesse in the lab. I do love him, but scientist he is not. And now Walter, again, this is going back to again when Walter couldn't trust Jesse. This is just like when Walter was in the hospital or trying to get to the birth of his child and really needed Jesse to step up and help him with the business that they were considered partners in. And once again, they're considered partners, but Walt needs to be at the hospital and Jesse has no idea what's going on in the lab. Had Gail been there, he could have been producing efficiently that whole time so Walter could be with his family. And as we saw, Gus knows who his family is. I really do see there being a cartel war of some kind, though, even though we just saw they were taken care of. What is this overall plan? Because I feel like when Juan said that there's a lot of when the others hear about what you've done, are they in on it with him? Or are they going to be after Gus now for what he did if they found out he did it or if they suspect he did? Marie's acting. The actress just killed it in this episode. I think she said things that needed to be said, even though some of it was misplaced, especially at the DEA agents. But she had every right to feel that way and to say those things, and Walter really needed to be there to hear it. Sometimes Walter just doesn't notice things until they're right in front of his face. He completely missed all the signs that the cousins were after him. He missed the scythe chalked on his front driveway, but he definitely saw that. That was like out of a horror movie, him flipping off the blanket and showing his stumps and then dragging himself to that door. That should haunt Walter's dreams. It's already haunting him because he's asking Gus desperately about the safety of his family. But we're thinking about this now, too late. Those cousins had already been in his house with an axe. They had already looked at the pictures of his newborn baby, his wife, and his son. He's already brought the danger to the front step, and now he's worried about it. Okay, so like I said, perhaps we'll have a longer discussion at the beginning of the next episode or in the conversations below. I will see you in episode 9.